Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're gonna look at how to add the listing type name to listing preview cards. So where this comes in handy is, let's say you've got a single listing, you've got the related listings tab, and within that related listings tab, you're showing listings for all types of listing types on your website. So let's just say hypothetically, you've got 5 different listing types for your website, and you're dropping them all into that one single related listings tab rather than having 5 separate individual related listings tabs. How are people going to know what those related listings are even for as far as the listing types that they belong to? Okay, so you're going to see firsthand where this is super beneficial. And until we have a permanent feature for this in the core part of the theme, this is a very easy workaround. And kudos to the MyListing developers for coming up with this. Let's go ahead and dive in. From the MyListing Club website, we're going to go up under Resources. And this very first one here is called Add Listing Type Name to Listing Preview Cards. So let's go ahead and click into that. And this is the code we're going to be working for. We're going to work through 2 different scenarios, whether you have one listing type or multiple. It's going to be all covered in that code snippet there. Okay, so this is a project that I'm working on, obviously built with MyListing, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't heard of it yet. It'll be launching soon, but it's called Influence WP, and you can see, as my screen shows, pretty much what this is about. A directory is it's probably the biggest part of what this project is, but it's not the only part. So I definitely check it out, whether you are any of these entities shown on the screen or you're actually just a consumer as well, like a regular user. So definitely check that out. Okay, so let's go into podcasts, for example. Let's go into this one. And you see how we have one related listings tab, okay? But if we go and we look here, this is just the beginning. There's 10 listing types currently on this site. There's probably going to be more. So you can imagine that in this case, we're looking at a podcast, and they have a relation to an expert, and they're an expert. They also have a newsletter. They have the podcast in this case too. They may also have a community. Maybe they're on YouTube. Maybe they have an agency. So you can see how you wouldn't want to have 5. It's likely that you wouldn't want to have 5 different related listings tabs up here at the top, because that could be too many, right? So this is a really nice way of keeping it all under one roof, so to speak. All right, so you can see what I've done here. This right here is what I've done. So we have in the listing preview card, we have the category, which this person's a content creator. That's the first category they chose. They've got multiple categories here. This is a newsletter listing type, and this one has a category of news, and that is defined. If we go into the listing type, go into podcast, preview card, and we see that it's got in the footer, we're pulling in the terms, okay? So we're pulling in the categories, but you see how you can't choose listing type. It's the only taxonomy that we can't choose, and I've done a feature request. Hopefully we can just pick that. And the benefit of in the future, if we can just pick that, is then we don't have to even, this video is irrelevant at that point, and you don't need the code snippet. And another beauty is that we don't have to change the design of our cards, okay? It would just appear right here. So that would be a really nice feature. Okay, so you see the design here. If I go into WP Code Box, which is how I add all of my code snippets, you can add them, doesn't matter, add them wherever it is that you add CSS to your websites. So I'm going to go up here under single listing. I'm going to drop all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see my code here. This code will be much easier for you if you only have a few listing types, and it's not difficult. You just have to repeat the process, okay? So let's say, for example, I have a new listing type and I call it authors, right? So I'm just going to copy these lines right here, go to a new line, paste that in, and just replace the word deal with the word author. And then likewise here, this is the text that gets output, right? You can put whatever you want here, whoops. But I'm just going to put author, match those up. All right, and you want to come down here and drop another one of these in. Go ahead and replace the word deal with author. Sorry, keep that one deal and make this one author. There you go. But you just want to keep following the same path, right? The same syntax. You know, just make sure that the syntax is all the same, and you're pretty much good to go. So now, like I said, if I had an author listing type, this would be covered. Let's do one more. Let's say I want to do, what's another thing? Application. Copy this line, the last one here, drop it in, change the word author to application. You can even use the word app. Again, application. Dropping down here, we just mimic the very last entry in this CSS entry right here. Okay, so we copy that, paste that in, change author to application. All right, and we got to make sure we follow that syntax. So we need to put a comma in there. Okay, so the reason, like, if you don't know CSS, it's why I'm trying to like elaborate on this. Like, there's a rhyme and a reason for this. You can't just willy-nilly stick this stuff in. You have to follow the same, you know, the same syntax, the same process. Okay, so now we've just added two more to cover author and application. And if you only have a single listing type, this becomes that much easier. Okay, we can actually you could actually take out all of this stuff. I'm just going to show you what it would look like if you had just one listing type. Okay, it would look just like that. So this would be, let's just say, call this expert. So this would be for the expert listing type. Okay, and let's just assume that's the name of your listing type. You are now good to go. You don't need all that code. All that code is if you have multiple listing types. All right, go ahead and refresh the screen here. Let's go back to the bottom. There we go. So again, this is if you have multiple listing types. This applies to you. Okay, that'll cover you up. And the reason that it's written this way, like, you could conceivably just, you know, do like I just showed you for the one listing type, and you could repeat that over and over again if you're not comfortable with CSS. But the reason that I'm doing it this way is because it's less code. Okay, so rather than repeating this over and over and over again, you just do it one time. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Jump in the MyListing community or drop a question in the comments of this video if you have questions about that. But that's why it's written this way. There's always multiple ways to go at things. I just like to go at it the most simple way in performance, with kind of like that combination of performance and simplicity, finding that perfect medium, right? So that's it. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's go ahead and go back real quick just to show you what would happen if I take that out. Let's just take all of this out. You know, I can actually comment all of this out here. Okay, so here's the before. We'll just do a snapshot here, duplicate my tab. And here's the after. So you can see the difference. Let's say they come in here. Okay, we're looking at a podcast. Let's see all the listings that are related. We go in here. Okay, so what is this I'm clicking into? They have no idea what listing type they're clicking into when they go to these. This one does say newsletter. Great. But like this one, because that's part of the tagline, right? But what if it's not part of the tagline? They have no idea. So we come back over here, flip this back on, and now we have this. They come to the related listings tab and they're like, oh, okay, so this person also has listings for, they're an expert, or they have a newsletter and we want to go to that. Okay, and then we go into the related listings for this. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's check out this person's expert listing. Okay, cool. This guy has related listings. Let's go in there. Okay, now he's got a podcast and a newsletter. Let's go into the newsletter. Let's go into the related listings here. You see the point here. Now they can clearly see what it is they're clicking into, whereas these categories are pretty much useless as far as the related listings go. All right, guys. Hope you liked this video, and I will catch you all on the next one. See ya.